Thank you for listening to The Luminous Mind, episode 122.
You can be the creator of your life, that you can come together and connect that mind, body, spirit, and have a powerful, meaningful life.
Benjamin Franklin once said, "Do not curse the darkness, rather light a candle instead." If you're ready to set your mind on fire, then prepare yourself for the Luminous Mind with your host, Rebecca Bowman.
Today's fire starter is Jennie Carlson. Jennie is a health and happiness mentor, helping women love who they are from the inside out and getting rid of the Pinterest perfectionism by raising personal value from within. Welcome, Jennie.
Hello. Thanks for having me, Rebecca.
This is going to be fun. I actually stay off of Pinterest because it makes me depressed. But we do suffer from that, trying to fill those shoes. So go ahead and tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Absolutely. So I'm a mom. I've got 3 girls, ages, I've got a tweenager, a 12-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 5-year-old. Married to my husband for almost 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah, that
awesome.
One's really exciting. I am a yoga junkie. I'm addicted to yoga. I just love handstanding, going upside down, bending backwards, and all that fun stuff. And I love to read. Oh my gosh. I'm always reading 3 or 4 different books at a time. I've got 2 on Audible. I've got 1 in my car. I've got 2 or 3 on my nightstand. And most of them are self-help. Or science-based or psychology-based, because I can't get enough. I just want to learn more. And the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. So it's kind of fun to do that. And it's also sometimes I have to stop and go, okay, now it's time for a fluff novel because I'm getting a little in too deep. So that sums me up in my life.
Well, and when I was looking at your website, it looks like you go a variety of ways. I think it's body, soul, mind. I mean, the whole gamut of things that encompasses us. So I'm excited to hear more about what your whole mission and what you do to help other people. So tell us a little bit about what did your journey look like to help you discover what you love to do?
Yeah, absolutely. So like you said, I encompass the body, mind, and spirit because my journey took me to a place where I was completely separated. And I was depressed and I didn't want to get up in the morning. I had a brand new baby and I didn't want to take care of her. It was really hard. And I thought this is what my life was supposed to be. And it just didn't turn out. I don't know what I thought it was going to be. But I took a yoga class, and at the end, where you take a nap at the end and lay down, I was doing, the teacher was guiding us through a meditation, and I was doing that ugly cry. And I just had realized that I had been so separated. My mind was way out in the past. Like I was living in shoulda, woulda, coulda, if only land.
Wow.
And my body was just waiting for the mind to recognize it was existence. And my spirit just was like, hey, I'm here and I want to help you, but you got to pay attention to me. So that connection was what helped me get out of my funk and decided it was exciting to go forward and do things. So that's what I love to teach is I think it's a 3-pronged approach. You have to attack all sides of it. I don't want to say attack, but you want to approach all sides of it because if you're not connected, you just can't be as powerful of a creator in your life without. Because something's missing.
Well, isn't that the truth? And so many times in our lives, especially as moms, we get into the day in, day out routines and we really stop finding the joy. We just become people doing and not people being, Mm-hmm. So that's awesome. So tell me more about the inspiration behind your mission and especially how you help other people.
So my inspiration is just that it was a really dark time for me. I went through postpartum depression. Like I said, after I had my baby, and I didn't want to go the medication route because I saw what happened to my mom, multiple suicide attempts. And that was really hard on me, and it was really hard on my family. And I didn't want to put my family through that. I didn't want to put myself through that. So I just started researching natural ways to overcome depression. And of course, diet and exercise. And then there was this weird thing called stress release. And I'm like, what is that? And they talked about meditation and breathing work. And so that kind of led me to yoga. And in yoga, when I got certified, I learned about the psychology of the mind and of the body and how they work together. And then I brought in my spiritual beliefs and just kind of combined them all. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Putting this all together. And I know that Utah specifically really struggles with depression.
Yeah.
And I know so many people that really struggle, especially right now. It's, the winter. So people get that seasonal affective disorder. Winters were always the worst for me. And I just wanted to help people and hey, look, you don't have to just survive this. You can thrive. You can totally revamp your life and have something you never dreamed possible. So I just want to share that with other people because it's stuff that worked for me. It's got to work for other people, right? So I'm going to share it. And if it works for you, yay. And if not, that's okay.
Yeah, this is going to hit a very timely time when we post this. It will be sometime in January. So that will be at the hit of the winter funk anyway.
Yeah.
So this will be great inspiration for those listening. Go ahead and tell us some of the challenges that maybe you had along the way and what you learned from those challenges.
Yeah, absolutely. So the reason I came up with Body Image Builder, when I was in when I was in high school, I was on the drill team and I was the fat girl on the drill team at 140 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I was like, man, if only I could be that fat girl now. Right. But it's just and I'm beautiful the way I am right now. It's just a joke, but I really struggled with my body image. And so that was a huge hurdle I had to overcome. I kind of thought that if I learned everything I needed to know about how to exercise and when to exercise and what to eat and when to eat, that I'd have the perfect body. So I went and got my personal trainer and I got my yoga certification, my nutrition certification, and I still had the same body. It just was, either a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. And I kind of had to have this conversation with myself in the mirror that what's really important doesn't matter what you see. It's what comes out of this vehicle. I mean, the body really is just a vehicle. So I kind of had to overcome the body. That was one of my big, huge hurdles that I had to overcome. So that's where Body Image Builder came from. And then along the journey, of course, I've got the depression. So I've got the mental disorder, because that's what they call it. It's a mental disorder, and I just thought these negative, terrible, awful thoughts. I wanted to just escape. I wanted to run away. I wanted to go live in a cave. Thought everybody would be much better off without me. And so I had to overcome that and learn how to self-talk that was positive, uplifting, loving, caring, and not egotistical, because there was a part of me that goes, you can't talk to yourself like that. You're a weirdo. Are you schizophrenic now? Or just egotistical. It wasn't any of those. I had to get over that. And then spiritually, I had to learn how to reconnect to a higher power that I kind of had authority figure issues with. You can't tell me what to do. You're going to tell me to do this? Well, watch. I will just do the opposite. I will still be fine. And I realized I was wrong. So, I had to humble myself and I had to, higher power, I'm sorry, you forgive me. And where should I go? I will listen this time. And kind of has pointed me, along my journey, brought me to this point of, you've had to go overcome the body issue. You had to overcome the mental issue. You've overcome the spirit issue. Now go teach it, go share it, just love people, because there's just not enough of that right now.
Oh, that's for sure. Not enough, people that really care about themselves. I think that's why we see so much violence in our world anymore. It really doesn't have much to do with other people around them. It's what they're feeling inside, that anger and frustration.
Absolutely. In fact, one of my mentors always says, hurt people, hurt people.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. So kind of give us a synopsis of how you feel like your paradigm has changed over time and with experience.
Oh, man, it has taken a 360 probably 10 times. It just keeps changing on me. So what I've learned is that I have to let go of the outcome and I just have to enjoy the journey. I've got to set these huge goals because that's what's exciting and what gets you going and gets you up in the morning and gets you changing and going out of your comfort zone. But I can't hold on to the outcome because typically the goal that I have in mind is not the one that is needed for me. But I needed to go for that goal to take me where I needed to go. And the outcome is usually 10 times better than what I had in mind. So that's what how my paradigm has kind of shifted. Like I said, I started out as a personal trainer and nutrition coach. Then I went to yoga instructor and then kind of mentoring during my, yoga classes. Okay, let's do some psychology work. Let's do some deep meditation. Let's do some clearings. And then it's like, you know what? We just need to sit down and we need to get rid of this stuff. And we need to build you up. Enjoy the process. Enjoy where it takes us.
I mean, I think when you've lived a little while, like I am, a little older, but you do realize that all of those three things work together. And if one thing's out of whack, it affects everything else. Regardless of how well you're taking care of your body, if your spirit is a mess, then there's going to be something that's out of whack like that. So tell me, looking at your website, this might take us a while, but tell us the services that you offer and what successes you've seen.
Okay. Yeah. So the services I offer right now, I'm a mentor. I'm a private mentor. So I have a couple of different packages there. And they range from 1 month to 6 months. And we get together and we go, okay, what are your goals? What's in the way? And what can we do to get there? I do a lot of energy work so I can help clear out the emotional stuff that's trapped with your limiting beliefs. I have a whole bunch of self-paced programs online that you can buy. I've got Power Up Your Life. It's 5 simple steps to connect mind, body, and spirit. I've got a Happier, Healthier You, and that's 8 steps to becoming more happy and healthy. And that's there's audio to that. There's a recipe book to that. And you can just 8 steps and you can take them in 8 days. You can take 8 weeks or 8 months. It's all self-paced. And I just came out with a new meditation CD, Blissful Body, and that takes you into the past and kind of helps heal what happened in the past. You get to go meet your future self, which is a really fun trip.
Oh, yeah.
It's the first time I did it, it was phenomenal. It wasn't anything I expected. My future me is totally awesome. I'm excited to meet her someday in real life. And then you come together and you become your most powerful creator in the present moment.
That's awesome. Well, one of the things I've learned recently, too, is that we're either living in the past or we're living in the future. How do you come to that place of mindfulness where you are living in the present? Just speaking on that, just that one issue.
Oh, no, totally. So typically when you're living in the past, you get depressed. Because you've got these heavy things weighing on you they're dead. They're long gone. You can't fix them. And so you get depressed. So that's typically when you're depressed, you can go, okay, I'm living in the past. I need to clear that up. Let it go. Maybe I need to rewrite my story of how I think things happened or how they happened and make it feel better, or just forgive and, do whatever healing you do there. When you're living in the future, I call it future tripping. And that's you just get anxiety because it's like, okay, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to do that. And it's all tomorrow.
A lot of worry. Stuff you can't control.
Yeah. You're stuck here today, but you're stressing yourself out about stuff you got to do tomorrow and you can't do anything about it today. So you get anxiety. So my best tool that I use with myself, my kids, my clients is breath, because we only breathe this breath. So when you go, okay, I'm either getting really depressed or I'm getting really anxious, I'm living in the past or I'm living in the future, I like to even stomp my feet and like bend my knees. It's like, okay, I'm here now. And I'll even say that. I'll stomp my feet. I am here now. And then I'll take a deep breath in and I'll sigh it out. Because the breath is, in fact, in yoga, they call the breath the pathway to life. We only have this one breath. We only have the breath we're taking right this moment. So when you bring your mind to that breath, you default your mind in the present moment. So it's a really cool tool and it's really simple. And there's lots of ways you can play with it. Like for my kids, I tell them to put their hands on their belly and I have them imagine blowing a big balloon up in their belly and then deflating it. And that, that even adds some humor into it. So it totally deflates the situation from escalating. I can't find the perfect outfit. It's like, okay. And it's like, Mom, okay. It's like, okay, everything's fine. We have clothes. They might not be the ones you want, but we have them and we're not going to die. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that is my favorite tool to bring myself back into the present moment.
Yeah. Some of us don't even realize. I mean, one of the things I don't realize is that I'm only taking half breaths most of the day. I'm not filling my lungs and everything up to its full capacity and not taking full breaths. Awesome advice. Well, did we finish with all your services that you offered?
So let's see. I'm also a presenter. So you can have me come in or train your group, your team, come present in front of your whatever you've got. And an event organizer. My husband and I put on natural living conferences about all things natural, body, mind, spirit, and planet. Because, I work on body, mind, spirit, but the things that we put on our planet also affect our body. So we need to be a little more aware of that. So we're trying to raise the awareness of how to live a little bit more naturally.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're kind of going into the vinyl world, right? Where everything is fake. Before we go on, let us take a minute and hear about our sponsors.
Hey, fire starters, are you looking for a new way to listen to the Luminous Mind? Try listening on Stitcher. Haven't heard of Stitcher? Think of it as radio on demand. You can listen to the Luminous Mind anytime, anywhere. There is no downloading, no syncing, no wasted memory. Just stream your favorite podcasts such as the Luminous Mind. Stitcher is available on iOS, Android, Nook, iPad, and also from your favorite internet browser. Don't have Stitcher? Download it free today at Stitcher.com or in the App Store. And make sure you rate and review the Luminous Mind so together we can continue to light minds on fire and change the paradigm of education.
Back to the Luminous Mind with Jennie Carlson. Great. So tell me some successes that you've seen then with helping others.
Okay. In fact, just yesterday, I had one that was so funny. She came in and she goes, this stuff is really weird, but it works. And she had me intrigued. I'm like, what do you mean? And she goes, so I was doing the dishes the other day and my husband came up and started helping me. And that never happens. It's like, oh, okay. And then she's like, and he offered to help me decorate for Christmas. He hates decorating, but he was happy about it. Like, this stuff never happens. All I can say is that whatever you're doing here is working for me. So I'm going to keep doing it, even though it sounds weird.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I'm like, yay for the win.
Yeah, changing the woman changes the whole family, I guess. So that's awesome. Any other testimonials that you might have?
Yeah, so another person told me how I've helped them be a better mom. They're less stressed. They feel less chaotic. They can be more present around their kids.
Life is just more fun, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. And then another one, she's a business owner. She just felt like I was able to help her gain more clarity. She was able to focus on her goals instead of getting, because it's a home business that she does. She was getting sidetracked and always putting it on the back burner, and she was able to incorporate it into her life. And she's been seeing some really great successes. And she's still, she just messaged me the other day, hey, I just got another presentation. I'm doing really good. Thank you so much for your help. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
it's
great.
A ton of fun.
Great. Well, you mentioned earlier that you had mentors too. What mentors have you had along the way that's made a significant difference in your success?
Oh, absolutely. My very first one was my dance teacher, Julie Webb Townsend. She was a huge change agent in my life. She taught me the power of positive thinking. Every time we came into dance, we had to start dance by doing, we called it a cheer back then, but now I know it's called an affirmation or a declaration. And we would, can I tell it to you?
Sure.
I still remember it. This was like, I was in 6th grade and I still remember this. So we'd stand at attention, we'd lift our chins tall, and we'd smile at ourselves in the mirror really big. And we'd say, when I think I can, I can. When I think I can, I can. It's my attitude that lets me win. It's my attitude that lets me win. I am a winner. Winners do more than expected before it's expected and better than expected. What my mind sees, believes, and holds on to, it achieves.
Wow.
I am a winner. Woo! And then we just scream and dance.
Wow. Did she have it posted on the wall, or did you guys have to memorize? Obviously, it's memorized, right?
Yeah, we had to memorize it. It was, we'd say it before every practice, every competition, every time we would go out to perform, because at competitions we'd perform 3 or 4 times. But right before we went on stage, we would have to do this declaration, and it just made us feel, it lifted us up. So
that's awesome.
She was huge. She was my very first one, very dear place in my heart for her. And then the 3 key element team, Kirk Duncan, Anne Washburn, those 2 have been, I've been on a huge journey with them over the last 2 years. They saved my marriage. Kirk and Kim Duncan saved mine and my husband's marriage. So very That's grateful awesome. For them stepping in. And my kids they're always mentoring me.
Oh, yeah.
They're like little seminars I got all day long, teaching me lessons every day. It's like, okay, lesson learned. Don't do that again.
Yeah, we learn an awful lot about ourselves through them, huh?
Absolutely. They forgive so easily at this stage. So I'm really trying to embrace that and move forward.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, so tell me, what have you learned from mentoring others through your business?
Oh, my goodness. So it's really cool. Everybody I mentor tends to have a message or tends to have something that they need help with that I am currently working on, which is really funny because I kind of thought, okay, all this past stuff that I've already overcome, I'll be able to help you with that. But it's typically like, oh my gosh, just last week, I was really struggling with that. And as I'm teaching them some of the tools that I kind of went through, I typically get a new download or a new inspiration that it's like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. And it helps them. And I go home and I write in my journal. It's like, oh my gosh, I totally needed that too. So it's really cool because it's just this beautiful give and receive. I'm trying to help, but at the same time as I'm helping them, I'm also receiving help for myself.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I just, I want to be a good example. I don't want to just say, do what I say. So I want to say, okay, I'm doing this. I'm going first. I'm paving the way. I'm not just talking fluff. It's like, I'm in the trenches with you. I'm trying to figure this out right alongside. So that's kind of what has been the funnest thing for me is just, okay, I'm still learning too, and we'll continue to learn together. And the more I give, the more I receive. And it's just, let's keep giving, let's keep receiving, let's keep that cycle going.
That's great. It sounds like you make, they're definitely more of a friend, than you kind of a boss telling them what to do. I love that you're there helping them along the way. Great.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't like to give homework. I let them discover what it is that they need. Like one of my favorite sayings is, the guru is in you. And it's like when they ask me a question, I always turn around and say, well, what do you think? Because they have the answer. If they've got the question, it means they already have the answer. Otherwise, they wouldn't have had the question. They just weren't open and ready to receive it yet. So I give them the opportunity to open up, look inside in a safe place. Maybe we need to clear some things first so that there's space to receive the answer. But typically, they come up with their action steps on their own. And I'm just here to say, yep, you got it. And, maybe should we tweak it this way a little bit,
Yeah.
Okay, I've tried this in the past, and this is kind of what my experience was. Should we try this way? Just to be there and monitor as they go through their journey.
Wow.
I'm just like supporting role.
Well, sometimes having somebody there to kind of bounce ideas off of, definitely, like you said, we all have the answers. It's just you're helping them see that. And so I love that. Great. So tell me, you were talking about being a reader at the beginning of our call. What books have you read that you feel like have been the most influential?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I should have written a list. I'd had this one ready. Okay. So I just finished The Jackrabbit Factor by Leslie Householder. Oh. Everyone has been raving about that to me for the last year. So I finally picked it up and then I didn't put it down. I finished it in one day. So phenomenal, mind-changing stuff and a really fun fable storyline. So I really loved that one. Marianne Williamson's book, Divine Compensation. I think that's what it's called. I can see it's a little blue book. I think it's Divine Compensation on Money, Work, and Miracles. Yep. Divine Compensation on Money, Work, and Miracles. And that's helped me change the way I see my business. Because a lot of times when people go, okay, this is my job, this is my business. And yes, I love it. It's my passion. But sometimes we get so like, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that. And that book is all about opening up, being able to receive those divine downloads and just giving love, just offering love to the people that you're surrounding yourself with, as well as yourself, because we're all on this journey together. And there's not like I'm further ahead than you or whatever. It's like we're all on this together and we're all trying to just be happy and find that inner peace. And so let's just help each other out. So that book I really loved.
That's great.
And I really, really loved Life of Pi. Oh, that one.
Oh, I just saw that one. Haven't seen it before. Tell us about it.
So the movie is really beautiful cinematically. The book is very spiritual. It's about, he kind of talks about, he wants to be part of 3 different religions. And there's this moment where he's walking on the pier with his parents and he calls them the 3 wise men show up. And it's the 3 leaders of these 3 different churches. And they're ready to tell their parents, look, Pi is so phenomenal. And he's so outstanding in this, this religion. And they're like, wait, but no, he's outstanding in this religion. But no, he's outstanding in this religion. And they'd start arguing. They all end up looking at him and he goes, I just want to love God. And I just thought that was so beautiful. Just, he was at a place of peace and where he found God everywhere. And so I just thought that was really amazing.
I will have to check that one out. Sounds great. So tell us
there's more, but there's lots more.
It's really hard when I have readers tell me the books that they love because there's so many. But so tell us some personal habits that you have that you feel have been really helpful in your life.
Oh, well, those declarations, first of all, that I think I can, I can. And I don't necessarily say that one anymore. It kind of changed. But declarations, just that positive self-talk and catching myself with the negative. And when I hear a negative thought, I always ask, is that true?
Yeah.
Because it's like I used to just take them for face value. Oh, you're right. I'm a terrible mother. Oh, you're right. I'm a failure at business. I should just quit and give up. And oh, you're right. I should just run away. And, I would get these thoughts and I would just take them. So that question, is it true? In fact, that's another book called Byron Katie, Loving What Is. And she takes you through the work. Is what it's called, is the work. And that's her first question that you ask is that true? Yeah. And that question is so powerful.
Well, and I have heard recently that because, I'm always like, oh, those are bad thoughts. I shouldn't think that. If you don't acknowledge the thought that is in your head, I love how you ask if it's true, because sometimes you have to acknowledge it and then face the truth. You can't just keep washing over it and thinking that it's not there, because it just keeps cropping up until you finally acknowledged it. What do you think about that? Is that something you've learned or?
Oh, absolutely. Just last week, I had a client text me, I'm so mad at my kids and I can't do anything right and my business is failing. And I was like, whoa, okay.
Where did this come from?
Because she was on fire the week before. I mean, just getting her goals left and right. And so I said, okay, let's give this feeling, let's give this emotion, let's give this group of stuff that's going on a name. And then, my suggestion was Miss Grandpapotamus. And okay, and then let's have a conversation with Miss Grandpapotamus. So, okay, Miss Grandpapotamus, listen, you are not helping me right now. I know what I want to do. I know where I want to go. And I recognize that you have these thoughts and fears and concerns. And I appreciate that you have these thoughts, fears, and concerns. I'm not going to leave you behind, but you can sit in the back seat and you can put duct tape over your mouth because I don't need any input from you at this point in time. I may call on you later, but at this point in time, I don't need you. So just get comfortable in the back seat, take a nap, whatever. I'm going to take over from here.
That's awesome. And
so just like, taking it in this silly way, but like you're acknowledging, okay, I've got these fears, I've got these thoughts, I've got, these emotions and reactions going on. But number two, I have control over those. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm not going to just like totally shove you down. I'm not going to repress you. I'm not going to numb you out. I'm going to acknowledge you're there, but I'm going to put you on the back burner because I don't really need you right now.
Yeah.
Just like I appreciate that you're looking out for me, right? Because those fears are there for a reason. They're trying to keep you safe. Like I appreciate what you're trying to do, but I don't need that right now.
Well, and too many people in our society, they kind of think that they don't have any control over their emotions. I think we kind of talked about the meanness that we see in our society anymore, but like you're just not taking responsibility. And in the end, you do have control over that. And I love that too, that you talk about that. We can give it a back seat, but we can still take control in the driver's seat. So
yeah. Well,
great.
There's two different kinds of people in the world. Typically, when it comes to this, there's creators or there's reactors. People that are creating their life or people who are reacting to what's happening in their life. And if you were to write those words right next to each other, on top of each other on a piece of paper, they're the exact same letters. The only difference is how you see yourself. Do you see yourself in front of your life and creating what's happening? Or do you see yourself as in the middle somewhere and just responding to what's happening to you?
A lot of times as mothers, we have kids kind of controlling our day. We got different people that kind of are just controlling us. And once again, we're just doing stuff. We're not really being in the moment. I love it. Okay, so tell us some of your long-term goals and then what kind of legacy you hope to leave.
Okay, so long term, I hope to be traveling across the world. I want to go to Australia. I want to go to Japan. I want to go to Europe. I want to travel all over the world and teach and train that you can be the creator of your life, that you can come together and connect that mind, body, spirit, and have a powerful, meaningful life right where you are. You don't need to get anything extra outside external. It starts from within. So that's kind of long term. I would love to be able to go, and just speak and train here, have a retreat in Bali. Oh,
I'll join you.
Do some yoga on the beach, do some meditation. Oh, it'd be so fun. And the legacy I want to leave is acceptance, accepting yourself for who you are and accepting others for who they are, just as they are. Unconditional love. Just loving yourself unconditionally, not when I lose 10 pounds, not when I make this much money, not when I have this car or the house or the kids or the husband, just loving yourself as you are. And then same with everyone around you. I want people to say, oh, Jennie, she just made you feel so accepted and loved. No matter what was going on, she was always there for you.
That's great. Well, and once again, I'm going to revert back to our society, but like we talked about in your bio, that Pinterest perfectionism, so much of us are craving things on the outside, like social media is a good example of that, of, how many likes I get or how many people will accept me here. Whereas, I love the idea that it needs to come from the inside to have that full fulfillment in your life. So before we say goodbye, do you have any final parting words? And then please give us your contact information, how our audience can get in touch with you.
Okay, so parting words, you have to place your hand on your heart. Everybody who's listening, place your hand on your heart. Take a deep breath into your heart and let it go. And just tell yourself how awesome you are. The fact that you're here, the fact that you're breathing, the world needs you, and the world is a better place because you are here. So start loving and nurturing yourself unconditionally. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just right now, love yourself. And how you can contact me, you can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/thebodyimagebuilder, or Jennie Carlson, and Jennie is with an IE. You can contact me there, or you can email me, bodyimagebuilder@gmail.com.
Great. Thank you so much, Jennie, for joining us. You have really inspired me, and I feel just so uplifted by your message and appreciate you coming on and being part of our podcast.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Rebecca. You're awesome.
Thank you for listening to The Luminous Mind. To learn more about Jennie Carlson, go to our show notes at theluminousmind.net. Be sure to become a subscriber to our free email list and consider joining our program by going to the scheduling tab to become a fire starter today. Help support the podcast by making all your Amazon purchases through the free Amazon widget on our website. Also, sign up to receive 2 free audiobooks from Audible at theluminousmind.net. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Google+, and now Pinterest. Get our audio content by subscribing on YouTube, iTunes, and Stitcher. To help us grow, consider telling your friends about us. Leave us a review. Tell us how we can help you so together we can continue to light minds on fire and change the paradigm of education.